You open your phone at midnight. Someone online just showed you a screenshot of $5,000 landing in their account while they slept. The caption says passive income. You believe it. But the real answer is far stranger than a screenshot. Passive income is one of the most searched phrases in the world right now. Everyone wants money that shows up without effort. Everyone wants to build something once and get paid forever. It sounds like the answer to almost every problem you have with time and money. So why does almost nobody actually get there? Here's the first thing nobody tells you. The word passive is doing almost all of the lying. Behind every piece of so-called passive income sits a mountain of active work you never see. A rental property looks passive until the pipe bursts at 2 in the morning. A course looks passive until you spend 400 hours filming it, editing it, and answering refund requests. A dividend portfolio looks passive until you remember the years of active saving it took to build it in the first place. The economist Scott Shane spent years studying entrepreneurship data at Case Western Reserve University. His research found something uncomfortable. Most side businesses that eventually generate stable income were not born passive at all. They were born from months, sometimes years, of unpaid, invisible labor before a single dollar arrived without effort. Why does this matter to you? Because your brain is not built to see invisible labor. It is built to see outcomes. When you scroll past someone's success, you are seeing the tip of an iceberg and mistaking it for the whole shape of the thing. Psychologists call this an availability bias. The visible parts of a story dominate your judgment, while the invisible parts, the failures, the false starts, the years of nothing, simply disappear from view. There is a second thing nobody tells you, and it is even stranger than the first. Even when passive income finally arrives, it rarely feels the way you imagined it would. In 2010, the psychologist Daniel Kahneman and the economist Angus Deaton published a study using data from over 450,000 Americans. They found that day-to-day emotional well-being rises with income, but only up to a certain point, and after that point, more money barely moves the needle on how good your average day actually feels. The dream fueling most passive income content is not really about the money itself. It is about the freedom the money is supposed to buy, but freedom, it turns out, is a much slipperier target than a bank balance. Here is where the psychology gets genuinely interesting. The behavioral economist Richard Thaler documented something called mental accounting. Your brain does not treat all dollars the same. Money you worked hard for feels different in your mind than money that appears to arrive on its own. People who make passive income often report a strange emotional side effect. The money feels less real. It gets spent more carelessly, saved less consistently, and valued less than a paycheck earned through visible daily effort. The very thing that made passive income appealing, the disconnection from labor, is the same thing that makes people mismanage it once they finally have it. So if it is this misunderstood, why does the dream never seem to lose its pull? Think about what your ancestors needed to survive. For most of human history, resources were tied directly to ongoing effort. Hunt today, eat today. Farm this season, eat this winter. There was no version of income that kept flowing while you slept, and if there had been, evolution would have rewarded the instinct to want it immediately. The fantasy of income without ongoing effort is not a modern internet invention. It is an ancient itch that modern marketing has simply learned how to scratch with precision. This is why the passive income industry sells so well. It is not selling a financial strategy. It is selling relief from an ancient, exhausting pattern almost every human brain recognizes instantly. Now, here is the twist that almost nobody talks about. The people who actually do build lasting passive income streams tend to describe the process completely differently than the marketing does. They rarely talk about ease. They talk about delay. The psychologist Walter Mischel spent decades studying delayed gratification, most famously through experiments involving children, a marshmallow, and the choice between one reward now or a bigger reward later. The children who were able to wait, who tolerated discomfort now in exchange for a larger payoff later, tended to show stronger outcomes years down the line. Passive income, stripped of its marketing language, is really just delayed gratification wearing a business suit. You suffer now, invisibly, so that a future version of you can benefit without suffering. That single reframe changes everything about how you should evaluate any opportunity